My name is Elowin, and I wish I could tell you this story has a happy ending. But right now, I'm still living it, still trying to figure out where my life goes from here. I'm sharing it because maybe someone out there will understand the choices we make when we're desperate, and the consequences we never see coming. My mother and I lived in a cramped two-room apartment on the edge of town. The walls were damp, the electricity unreliable, but it was all we could afford. She'd been bedridden for nearly 2 years, her legs too weak to carry her body so thin it hurt to look at. I spent every morning spoon-feeding her oatmeal and every night helping her bathe with a bowl of warm water. Some days, I didn't know who was more exhausted, her or me. We lived on the edge of every bill, every rent payment, every hospital visit. Debt collectors slipped notes under our door. The medicine that eased her pain cost more than I made in a month working part-time running errands for villagers. Every day I wondered how long we could last. Then one night, lying on the cold tile floor scrolling through my phone, I saw an ad. Change your life forever. Surrogacy opportunities available now. Generous compensation. I'd heard of surrogacy before, but never thought it could be my reality. I clicked the link, my heart hammering. It felt wrong, but at the same time, it felt like hope. Like the only way to buy my mother the time she deserved. I didn't tell her. I told myself it was for her own good, that if I could hide the pregnancy long enough, I'd have the money before she ever realized what I'd done. Since she was bedridden and couldn't stand or move from her bed, it felt possible. I went through the application, interviews and medical checks in secret, lying about where I was going when I stepped out in the mornings. The day I met Adrian and Celine was like stepping into another world. They arrived in a black SUV, both dressed like they'd walked off the cover of a magazine. Adrian had a warm smile and firm handshake. Celine's perfume filled the room, floral and sharp. They spoke gently, calling me brave and selfless. They said they'd been trying to have a baby for years and wanted to make sure I was comfortable. They offered to rent a house where my mother and I could move, so I could rest during the pregnancy with nurses nearby if I needed them. It felt like the answer to every prayer I'd ever whispered over my mother's sleeping form. I moved my mother into the new house a week later. It had running water, a fridge that worked, a bed that didn't sag in the middle. My mother looked around the first morning, tears streaming down her face as sunlight poured through the clean windows. She thanked me for somehow giving her the one thing she thought she'd never have, a dignified home. She didn't know the cost. I thought I could keep hiding it, that I could wear loose dresses and position myself so she wouldn't notice the swelling in my stomach. For a while, it worked. She spent most days staring out the window or sleeping, but one afternoon, while I helped her sit up to eat, her frail hand brushed against my belly. Her eyes, once so dull from illness, focused sharply on me. Her lips parted. "Elowin," she whispered, voice trembling. Are you pregnant?" "Mama, I can explain." Tears welled in her eyes. She started sobbing, her bony shoulders shaking. "What did I do to you? What kind of mother lets her only child become—" She couldn't finish. Her words broke apart into gasping cries. She kept repeating, "I failed you. I failed you." I held her tightly, but she felt so small, like a fragile bird. "Mama, please. I did this for us. For you. So we could have a future. So you could get better." She looked up at me through tears. "There are some things worse than dying, Elowin," she whispered. Her words pierced me deeper than any blade. After that, a silence settled between us. I still cared for her, still fed and washed her, but our conversations grew shorter. Sometimes I'd catch her staring at me with a haunted look. Other times, she'd turn her face to the wall, as if the sight of me hurt her. And so the days passed. My belly grew. The baby kicked inside me like a constant reminder of what I'd done. Adrian and Celine kept in touch, showering me with promises. They visited with gifts, fancy creams for stretch marks, imported fruit, little pink onesies for the baby girl I carried. Their kindness soothed the ache in my heart, even if, deep down, I worried about the lie my life had become. You won't believe what happened next. Type next for part 2.